best, you got him for a breast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Hello, race fans, and welcome to the famed Texas Motor Speedway, located in Fort Worth, Texas. Also, at the portion located of Denton County, Texas, is the Texas Motor Speedway, one of the NASCAR's fastest mile-and-a-half racetracks until the tracks start wearing out here, Dave. As we are here today for the round of 8 Upper Ed Racing League's Cup Series, Profile Machine Products Cup Series, powered by Our Expression. We are starting the round of 8 now. 12 drivers started the championship. Now we have eliminated 4. 8 to go, and it starts here at Texas. Hello, everybody. I'm Tanner Sharp, and alongside me in the booth tonight, doing the double duty, helping call the action, and pushing the camera knobs, is Mr. David Everly. David, welcome to Texas Motor Speedway for the Lone Star 250 here tonight. 166 laps. This track is about 10 years old, or 20 years old now, I should say. This track opened up back in 1996, I believe. Yeah, opened up in 1996. I don't think NASCAR started coming here until 1997, but it's still produced some great racing, and it recently did a reconfiguration and a repavement, decreasing the banking in the corners of 1 and 2 from 24 degrees to 20 degrees. But, of course, we on iRacing do not have the newer version of Texas, so in the corners of the racetrack in 1, 2, 3, and 4 is 24 degrees of banking. Do you have any experience at a track like this that's so fast?
Yeah, I've ran here quite a few times in the Camping World trucks, and I tell you what, I love this track. It's fast, it's fun.
I apologize for the technical difficulties on David Everly's part, but nonetheless, hey, I ran here a couple Texas races this week on the official races, and unfortunately, they weren't in the Cup races. But hey, it was, they were fun. It was in the trucks, and we were majority flat out. But the harder you ran, the more looser you got. But that was a different weather setting. The weather setting today at Texas is a late afternoon setting, 78 degrees, track temperature 85 degrees, wind is coming from 2 miles an hour from the north, humidity at 55%. So circle that right there, 85 degree track temperature. That will cool down the racetrack, but the longer you run, I think the more you're going to get tight because these drivers are using the iRacing default Texas fixed setup. Everybody's on the same setup here in Texas. So let's kind of go over since we talked about the track, let's talk about the championship standings. Now it has been reset. The top 8 are tied, 2,000 points apiece. Let's go over that. Corey Hoover on top of the board. Walker Thomas, Ryan Dyson, Carl Shed, Michael Araya, Shane Tyrion, Joe Lawrence, and Joseph Tice all have made it to the round of 8. The drivers that have multiple wins is going to be Joseph Tice and Joe Lawrence with 3 wins apiece. Michael Araya, Carl Shed, 2 wins apiece. Shane Tyrion, Ryan Dyson, and Corey Hoover only 1 win, and Walker Thomas, who is the Lone Ranger, the Texas Lone Ranger, without a win, but he's got a good shot at. He's pretty good at the 1.5 miles this season, but he hasn't been strong as of late. We haven't seen him running up towards the front recently, but last time we see him get a top 10 finish was back at Watkins Glen. His last top 5 finish was at Chicagoland Speedway in a 4th, and which was a 1.5 mile racetrack. So with that being said, the countdown timer of qualification is on. Joe Lawrence in the 78 car. Not a too surprise there if you're a NASCAR fan, seeing the 78 on top of the leaderboard this year in 2017. Was on top of the board, but he was just overtaken by Walker Thomas. Walker Thomas in the 18 goes to the top of the board with a 27.178. That's bad fast around Texas. If these guys can hit a 26, my jaw will drop. And I'm sure there's probably a 26 in there if some of these drivers are running open setups, but you got to go with what the car allows you in a fixed setup session. So with that being said, join us tonight. Feel free to chit chat with us all tonight. I'll be checking out the chat. There should be a great race tonight here at Texas Motor Speedway. Let's kind of talk a little bit about the future schedule here for the round of 8. We're going to begin tonight with the Lone Star 250 at Texas. Next week, Talladega, the wild card of round 8, is going to be next week on November 9th. And then they're going to end the round of 8 at New Hampshire, which, in my opinion, is a very tough track to pass on. And that's like a blown up Martinsville. It's a mile racetrack. They call it the Magic Mile. It's very flat. I think you're going to see some good racing right there, or at least some good you'll see some guys have some good racing, but you'll see some guys having a hard time passing one another, or they're going to find ways for sure. But we'll have to see. That's 2 weeks away, though. David, you're all hooked up, correct? I don't know if David's all hooked up, ready to go. If not a big deal.
Yeah, just having some technical difficulties.
David's mic's going up. I cannot hear him, but that's okay. But nonetheless, we'll continue. The show will go on here tonight for sure, as I'm proud to bring you the Upper Ed Profile Machine Products Cup Series powered by Our Expression here for the Upper Ed Racing League. Check these guys out, though. I mean, seriously, check these guys out at www.upperedracing.com. These guys, I tell you what, these guys have some clean racing. I tell you what, Martinsville may have not been so clean, but that's okay because, the first, 50 to 100 laps was, they were green. They had a long green flag run, and then by the time they got to the middle of the race, they started wrecking a lot more, but that's okay. That's typical Martinsville. But these guys has their fair share of caution-free races this season, especially on a restrictor plate track of Daytona. That was round 1 earlier this year, and we're going to Talladega next week, so we'll see what happens then. So let's see who's all else on the leaderboard here. I'm seeing Joseph Tice, who has 3 wins this season. He's going to start so far in the top 5. We got about 10 seconds until qualification ends. I'm not going to read off the grid until we start gridding up here to make sure it's official. All right, checkered flag is out for qualification. We'll get them set and ready to go. All right, checkered flag. Come on, boys, let's get them round up here. Oh, we got, okay, the iRacing timer is actually going down a little more than expected. Usually there's like a 3-second gap. Then it transfers over to a race session within the sim. All right, much better. All right, folks, let's grid them up here. On top of the leaderboard, we got Walker Thomas, who's going to start on the pole tonight. Congratulations for collecting the pole. Joe Lawrence is going to start in the second spot. Riley Grant Davis will start in third. Joseph Tice will round out in fourth. Rounding out that top 5, Carl Shedd. Circle him. Carl Shedd. He's fast. He's been fast, and he's certainly competitive. Keep an eye on him as this race goes on tonight, as well as Joe Lawrence. But starting 6th tonight, Austin Hartenfels, the 2016 champion, who is not in the championship this season, but he's pretty much racing for honor and for wins. Corey Hoover starting in 7th tonight. He's fast. Circle him. We'll see what Corey can do tonight. Trevor Rapolo will start in 8th. Michael Araya in 9th. Shane Tyrion rounding out the top 10. Michael Fennelson in 11th. Ryan Dyson in 12th. Bronson Stafford 13th. Robert Kenny will round out 14th. 15th is Jamie Dyson. 16th, Corey Blevins. Last driver to take a qualification time is going to be in 17th, Tom Bourne. Tom Story, 18th. Justin Munsell, 19th. Rounding out the top 20 cars who have registered for tonight's session is going to be Marvin Wingfield. And actually, I'm not seeing Marvin Wingfield or Justin Munsell in the session. So if we do grid up and ready to go, we are getting gridded up. But if they start taking pace laps, we'll have an 18-car field that'll start the race tonight. Yes, sir. Okay. All right, so we're ready to go here at the Texas Motor Speedway, one of my favorite mile-and-a-half racetracks here on the sim. We apologize for any technical difficulties here tonight. We are experiencing some, but we'll get them fixed up and ready to go to bring you a great broadcast. Either way, we're going to bring you a great broadcast here, folks. So this is going to be the NASCAR Gen 6 Cup cars these guys are using tonight. And I am going to be keeping track of the fuel load. Right now, I do have a live timing and scoring set up, ready to go. So we'll see who's all ready to, who's going to come down early. When was our last pit stop? Stuff like that. I can't see lap sled or anything like that. You'll see who's going to be coming out front, or who's been up towards the front majority of the race. So here we go. Down the back straightaway, and these guys are going to top 200 miles an hour entering a corner. This is Texas. It's bad fast.
Bad fast there, Tanner. Can't wait to get these guys green flag racing. We're going to see some excellent racing out here tonight.
All right, coming through turn number 4. Walker, Texas, Thomas Ranger, as I like to call him, is going to lead him to the green. Here we go. As Daryl Waltrip would say, boogity, boogity, boogity. Get up on them horses and ride, boys. Oh, contact right away off the bat. Just before they enter turn 1 between Lawrence and Walker Thomas. They're side by side. Entering turn 1 and 2. Here comes a 24 of Riley Grant Davis. An awesome paint job. Actually, that is a Chase Elliott paint scheme. He is battling up towards the front, battling for second spot, entering turns 3 and 4. That's the first battle. Coming to the line, it's going to be Walker Thomas leading the first lap. And to the line is Riley Grant Davis beating Joe Lawrence.
Yeah, these guys, I tell you what, only 2 laps in. We got 166 laps here tonight here at Texas. These guys got to get it done, though. Round of 8. First race, the round of 8. So only a couple more races to make it into the round of 4. This is going to be interesting. We've seen these guys battle all season long. We are going to see them do it once again here at Texas. But they are putting on a good show as we are being led by the 18 of Walker Thomas. Riley Grant Davis, the 24, and that Napa know-how. He is right there on his back bumper lid. Joe Lawrence sitting third. Carl Shedd fourth. Joseph Tice rounding out your top 5 there, Tanner.
Everybody strung themselves out single file. You got this first front pack. That first side-by-side battle is actually be back there with Corey Hoover on the high side of the racetrack. We might see a battle up towards the front here. Who's that? Carl Shedd trying to get underneath Joe Lawrence, entering turn number 1. That's going to be for the third spot on the speedway. Lawrence in the 78, Shedd in the 45. We could see a battle for the race lead. Here comes the 24 of Riley Grant Davis. Down in turn number 3, side by side with Walker Thomas. Riley Grant Davis going to challenge for the lead under the green flag conditions for the first time today. And to the start-finish line, it's going to be the 24 car of Riley Grant Davis.
Yeah, he led that lap, though. What a great pass there, running that inside. Looks like right now the inside is going to be the place to be. But, Tanner, to be honest, from my experience here, definitely I think that outside line's going to come play in effect here as the race goes on later and later.
I would have to agree with you because I was running a couple truck races in the official races this week, and I kept getting, like, the harder I drove, the more I got loose. But of course, that's a different kind of weather setting that we're using. We're using about 104 to 107 track temperature. So, and the harder I drove, the more I was getting loose. As we see a side-by-side battle for third place right now. There, the 45 of Carl Shedd got second. Joe Lawrence still trying to fight off for third. Over, who's that white car back there? Who's that white car? That's Walker Thomas. Excuse me, that's the pole sitter. He's dropped back a couple positions already, dropped 2 spots in 1 lap. But I imagine in a lower track temperature setting and a default setup, that's just gonna make the setup tighter. So I would try to conserve as much tires as you can to the best of the ability. And there's one driver in that top 10 that's pretty good at that. And that's Michael Laraya, who is 6th right now in the 44 Lowe's Cobalt Chevrolet. He's right behind Joseph Tice. Joseph Tice is going underneath Walker Thomas. Walker Thomas starting to get freight trained now in these opening laps, and we're already completed 7 laps into this run.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, I mean, we've seen these guys do it and do it again. I tell you what, I would not be surprised to see a green flag stint here tonight where these guys, because I always say, usually I'm with Sean Zulu on the other broadcast, but I love my green flag pit stops because it separates the men from the boys, because you gotta have that pit stop. You gotta get slowed down, make sure you don't speed, get down on pit road, get into your stall clean. You gotta get your tires, your fuel, and back out, because one little mistake on pit road could cost you a lot of time on the track.
New leader coming to the start-finish line, Carl Shedd, championship contender, and that's going to be a valuable bonus point for leading a lap, as he took the lead away last time by from Riley Grant Davis. Everybody else strung out. And tip my hat for all the fine work Sean Zulu does for the Dre Broadcasting Network. It was an awesome working with him. Hopefully I get to work with him in the future. I would love to work with him. He's an awesome guy. Good Lord.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, just talking about it a little bit, we are approaching our 1 year here at Dre Broadcasting Network. To be honest, I set a goal out at the beginning of the year when Dre Broadcasting, we got some action on the track here. It looked like I seen some contact.
Oh,
and
yeah. Out. You talk about that contact, Dave. Yeah, you saw it. We'll have to pull up on the Dre Broadcasting Network to see what you saw. And guess what? That was a championship contender right there with Joe Lawrence. Tell me what you saw, Dave.
Taking a look here at Joe Lawrence. Wow, just looked like he broke loose. Maybe contact with a wall there. Let me rewind that here. No, it looked like maybe some contact there with Walker Thomas, but he gets real loose. Good job by him, though, keeping it off the wall. He does have a little right side damage, but nothing too major here. Let's take another look at an angle, see what we can see here. He was running back in 3rd place right behind. Oh, it looks like, yeah, contact with the wall, made contact with a 5, but good job by him, though, keeping that car from smashing into the wall for a first caution.
I want to say he missed the wall, and like he got turned in a weird way because he actually got hit in the door. I mean, not intentionally. Joe Lawrence was actually headed towards the wall, but it just kind of sent Joe Lawrence right around. And actually, I'm kind of concerned on Walker Thomas because he's got some heavy left front damage from that. All right, pit stops are beginning here in Texas for the first time tonight. Carl Shedd's going to lead him down to the pit road. This should be a 4-tire pit stop. Actually, it wouldn't surprise me if anybody wants to try to gamble on 2 tires in the early stages. And is that a driver I'm already seeing exiting the pits? Who's that? That's Robert Kenny. All right, I'm seeing 4 tires for everybody.
Yeah. Looks like the 78 of Joe Lawrence staying down on pit road to get some damage fixed. But yeah, Robert Kenny, though, he was the first off pit road. Let me take a look here at his pit time. Maybe he is just going to try 2 tires.
I think he missed it. I think he missed it.
Actually,
I'm not seeing a pit time on my end.
He didn't pit. He's still got 13 laps, so he may have missed his pit stall.
He started 14th, so he totally missed his pit stall. He definitely missed it on pit road, so he's going to have to come back around to pit this time by.
That's going to give that race lead back to the 45 of Carl Shedd. Race leader here in that Chef Andy's good looking paint scheme right there on his. So yeah, he's got some work to do.
Yeah, and unfortunately Robert Kenny could not lead a lap. That was just his last time by, as Shedd did beat him to the line both times, entering the pits, and then when Kenny decided to go down pit road, or when he's going to go down pit road there. So this Carl Shedd still holds on to the race lead. We got the 1-go signal this time by. Pace cars headed down the back straightaway. We're going to see our first restart of the night here in Texas. I don't know why that is. I look at Texas and we got iRacing's got the lights. We just don't have a night race option for Texas Motor Speedway. I don't know why that is.
Well, Tanner, got to remember, we have day-night transitions coming on, so...
Oh, yeah. I can't wait for that.
Well,
and
looks like we're now coming out of Ford, getting ready to go back green flag racing. Carl Shedd leading them back to the line. He gets on that throttle. The 5 of Joseph Tice caught sleeping. Michael Lariah caught sleeping. And Carl Shedd gets out to a good lead.
Carl Shedd just said to the top, to Joseph Tice and Lariah, fooled you both. So he's out in front right now. Battle for second. Here comes Lariah to the inside of Joseph Tice. Side by side entering turn number 3. Trying to pinch your opponent down there just a little bit. That's one thing you got to be careful when you're running at Texas is don't clip the apron of the racetrack. It can get you really loose. And watch out for a corner exit when you're coming off, because that wall can just reach out and grab you. So far, it's been all the inside road, Dave. Oh, we might have a 3-wide action for second, Dave. Oh, boy. Hold your breath. Down in turn number 3. Here comes the 24, who's driving like Chase Elliott, in my opinion. He's doing a whale of a job in the top 5. He's getting a punt and a push there from that red and black machine of Austin Hartenfels. Looks like, killer contact between Austin Hartenfels and the 24. No harm, no foul. Down in turn number 3. There's actually one of 2 side-by-side actions going on right now. Corey Hoover and Riley Grant Davis. The other one's back here between Blevins and Tom Bourne. You guys are battling out back there. Actually, there's another battle up towards a little further. I think that's Ryan Dyson. Yeah, it is Ryan Dyson. No, not Ryan Dyson. Shane Tyrion and the 14 of Fennelson. For some reason, Fennelson's paint scheme did not load. I assume he's driving something Mobil 1.
Yeah, for some reason it's not showing on my screen either, but I've tried refreshing, so fortunately we're not seeing his paint scheme, but he is running right there in 10th position, right behind Bronson Stafford with Ryan Dyson right there behind him. Ryan Dyson, though, he is looking to try to move on here in the championship.
Yeah, every other car has a paint scheme on my end, but the 14. Nonetheless, we'll keep an eye on Fennelson as he started 11th, and now he's in the top 10. There's pretty good battles up towards the front. We got the battle for second, battle for fourth, battle for sixth. That battle for second is Lariah and Tice. Entering turn number 3, side by side. Here comes Hoover on the bottom. Lariah trying to get himself cleared. Not going to happen. Tice hanging on strong on the higher line of the track. Actually, and now he's got to get passed by Lariah. Now he's under fire from Corey Hoover. Corey Hoover's going to try to take advantage of this. Oh, these guys are so close, so fast. Coming off turn number 2, and that's the scary part of the racetrack is turn number 2. Now that battle's going to unfold as Tice ahead of Hoover. There's Walker Thomas on the higher line of the track for 5th against Austin Hartenfels. Good battle overall here in Texas. Tell you what, then, man, inside row is the way to go, but the 24 can't do anything with it. He tries to get runs on people with side by side, but they beat him on corner exit. So right now he's recuperated. Davis is recuperated back in 7th.
Still got some time. Still got time though. I mean, we're still looking at 144 laps to go, so they are just trying to get a feel for the track here, see what lines are working. It's still showing pretty much the inside lane in the turns is where to be. Not really anybody trying the outside. I mean, at 24, Riley Grant Davis, he's pushed up on the outside, but right now that's causing him to lose positions.
Somebody asked in the chat if this league has resets. The answer is no, they do not have resets. Austin Hartenfels getting underneath Corey Hoover for 4th. Hoover, I figured he'd be a little more faster than what he is, but don't count him out just yet. Long way to go.
Yeah, 166 laps. I mean, we're only on lap 25, 142 laps to go. Being led by Carl Shedd, he is only 1/10 as Michael Araya is right there on his back bumper.
Yeah, and here he comes. Tice is going to pull on out and try to battle him. Ooh, Corey Hoover almost got the door slammed on him from Hartenfels entering the corner, and Hartenfels kind of had to react to it. That allowed Hoover to get underneath Hartenfels. Tice could not get around Lariah, and there's Walker Thomas who wants to get around Hartenfels. So, little loosey-goosey. Who got in the wall back there? I think Corey Hoover got in the wall. Watch again on my angle here. Oh, if anything, he just grazed it, but he didn't really hit the wall. Just a kiss.
Yeah, you can get away with that here at Texas, but I mean, if you hit it too hard, that's going to mess up your aerodynamics.
Speaking of aerodynamics, I want to know how Walker Thomas's run's pretty good up towards the front, because he had left front damage. At least I thought he did, but apparently that's all fixed up and ready to go. Maybe they do. Do they have resets in this? Oh, we got caution. Big wreck in turn 3 and 4. Oh no, I see Joe Lawrence involved. That's championship implications right there.
Well, as we pull up the Dre broadcasted instant replay, we're going to take a look here at the 14 of Michael Fennelson as he is running. We had coming down, he gets down. Oh, looks like he may not have been possibly cleared, but he goes hard into the outside wall. Let's see if we can get a closer look at it here. Yeah, that's going to be with the 25 machine, I think that is. So, yeah, that's going to be with the 25 of Corey Blevins. They come down and contact made in the 14 of Michael Fennelson around. 78 of Joe Lawrence, he also goes around as well.
Yeah, Lawrence actually got turned around by Dyson, but I tell you, in the middle of the corner like that, Lawrence just kind of had to take a brace of action, and Dyson just ran in the back of him. Not the fault of his own, just trying to check up as quickly as he can. And sometimes it's kind of hard to do that. I have that quick reaction. But pit road is open once again, and I am seeing every single driver hitting the pits, and I do believe this will be a 4-tire pit stop. Tice overdrove his pit box just a tick. Let's see how much time that cost him on pit road. Caught that. 4 tires going up. Shed was the leader. Shed is out. Here comes Lariah. And it is going to be Carl Shed winning the race off pit road. Michael Lariah, Austin Hartenfels, Corey Hoover, and Walker Thomas, the top 5. Anybody stay out? I don't think anybody stayed out. Nope, nobody stayed out.
Yeah, everybody went down on pit road. This is second caution here tonight. 138 laps to go. Just 29 laps completed. So I wonder if we're going to see any pit strategy here tonight as far as fuel mileage.
It could be, but we haven't seen how far they can go on a tank of fuel. So far, we've had caution flags in about the first 29 laps in this race so far here tonight. That would be a total of 5 laps so far for 2 cautions. 1 to go already. There is no lucky dog, so these are going to be some quick cautions here, Dave.
Yeah, most definitely so. Got to hold on to your seats because we're getting ready to go green flag racing once again here at Texas.
Dave, they don't have resets in this league, do they?
I'm not quite sure, Tanner. I'll have to.
I never thought they did, quite frankly. If anything, if they did, I know who else was involved in that accident back there. That was Lawrence was involved. Yeah, they're all on pit road getting damage repaired, so I don't think there's resets. But anywho, coming down the backstretch here, pace car lights are off. We're going to get them ready to go. I really do like Carl Shed's paint scheme here tonight. Actually, I like a lot of these paint schemes here tonight. A lot of creative paint schemes, a lot of NASCAR base paint scheme from drivers, and pretty cool to see. I see that Hut Brothers Pizza is pretty cool. I like that. But nonetheless, Carl Shed's going to bring him down to the green again. Second restart of the evening. We're green flag racing. Walker Thomas really was sleeping on that restart, and we're back racing at Texas. Hartenfels to second. Corey Hoover.
Here,
Oh, go ahead.
Looks like the 14 of Michael Fennelson has pulled his car behind the wall.
And he is done for the day. And then he has manually disconnected from the server. That's very unfortunate for Michael Fennelson. And Fennelson is not a championship contender. He was in the top 12, but he did not make the round of 8. Very unfortunate right there. That's 2 weeks in a row for Michael Fennelson. Fennelson's 9th in the standings. Just an update, drivers that were eliminated last week: Bradley Burke, Robert Kenny, Joshua Adams, and Michael Fennelson. I do believe 2 of those 4 drivers are here tonight, or were here today. I took the green flag. Battle for 4th. Hoover going underneath Joseph Tice for 4th. Pretty good racing so far. A couple miscues here, miscommunication on track. These guys usually never have a problem with that. They always have some good, clean green flag racing. I'm hoping to see green flag pit stops.
Well, I definitely agree there, Tanner. So, but what we are going to do, we are on lap 34 of 166. We are 133 laps remaining. So we are going to go ahead and step away for our first commercial break of the evening. We'll be right back here on the Dre Broadcasting Network.
Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway for live coverage of the Profile Machine Products Cup Series powered by Our Expression, sponsored through the Upper Edge, actually ran by the Upper Edge Racing League. For today's Cup Series action of the Lone Star 250, live here on the Dre Broadcasting Network. Michael Laraya has become your new race leader. He passed Carl Shed, but Shed is still keeping tabs with Laraya. We've had some pretty good back and forth action. Corey Hoover is now backed up to the 5th spot. Look a little further back. We got Austin Hartenfels getting passed by Shane Tyrion. Excuse me, not Shane Tyrion. That's 39, Bronson Stafford. I really got to get my stuff together here as far as the calling out these drivers. I apologize, folks. So far, not too much action going on the racetrack. It's kind of calmed down for the most part, but we do got a battle up towards the front. I do believe it's for the race lead. Shed's going underneath Laraya. Laraya gets a nice run off turn number 2. I just wonder if he can do anything with it. I don't think he can. Put Shed on point.
Yeah, look at Shed go. He is just out here already leading 29 laps here tonight.
He grabbed the reins on them horses, and now he's riding. He's been up front majority of the night tonight. As far as other drivers like Joseph Tice, who started 4th and 3rd now. Laraya in 2nd has blinked here and there, but nothing major, so it's not interfering with internet connection status. He started 9th, and he's up to 2nd. That's pretty good. Kind of seeing who's moving up through the field today. The Bronson Stafford up to 7th place. Started 13th. Good job in that number 39 machine. I think it's a Toyota he's driving. Yes, sir, it's a Toyota. Joe Lawrence has had seen a lot of action in the first stages. We got a long way to go. It's going to be a long night. But hey, championship-wise, he's 8th right now. 8th, and he's got a torn up rear end. It's all crinkled and damaged, but he's still running. But hey, the front end of the nose is not pretty clean on that front end of the 78 machine. The Our Expression Chevrolet. That battle up towards Stafford trying to get underneath Corey Hoover. Trying to see if there's any other battles going on the racetrack. I do see a battle in the back here for 9th. Riley Grant Davis getting by Austin Hartenfels. And Robert Kenny in the way in the back going underneath Tom Bourne. Otherwise, that's pretty much all the battles that are going on right now. Nobody in serious battling contention. See, Laraya is trying to take a different line through the corners of the track. Curious to see how that's paying off for him. If he actually lost time to the leader for doing that, but he's not. Turns 1 and 2 is kind of majority on the bottom. That's where you want to be, is the bottom. Wash out to the wall without hitting it. Now this is the corner of the racetrack where it's more of a lane change. Look at Laraya using the higher line, the middle groove, I should say, using the crease of the racetrack. I don't know if he's trying to conserve tires. If so, that's okay. But he just lost a 10th to the race leader on Carl Shed, now 4/10 of a second. So, I mean, not too far behind, but I mean, he is trying something different, which I always like in a driver. How about Trevor Rapolo? Give him a shout out. We haven't talked about him all race. He's up there running 4th. You got Walker Thomas running up there in the top 5.
Yeah, I'll tell you, these guys doing a good job here. Only 2 cautions, 115 laps remaining. Being led once again by Carl Shed, leading 36 laps so far here tonight. Michael Laraya, though, is sitting. Actually, I think my thing is, yeah, Michael Laraya is sitting there in 2nd. Joseph Tice now sitting there in 3rd. But these guys are within striking range, but these front 3 are starting to pull away from the rest of the field.
Man, picking them off one by one, picking 2 off in one corner. How about Ryan Dyson picking 2 guys off? He just picked off Corey Hoover and Joe Lawrence. Hoover is falling back. He must have used up his tires. Joe Lawrence might be in the same boat. Here comes Dyson trying to get underneath the, or is that, hey, Dyson, oh my goodness. I'm getting confused with the 25 and the 28, and oh, Lord. All right. That's Corey Blevins in the 25. He's 2 laps down. He's on fresher stickers. Okay, that makes much sense. Man, one of you guys in the chat tonight is just going to have to flat out yell at me. I mean, I'm... But, I mean, everybody's pretty much spread out now, not really battling for position. The tires are now starting to settle in. This is the longest green flag run of the night, Dave, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is. Of course it is. We've already hit 25 laps under green flag conditions. It's been 27 laps, but that's including caution laps on my live timing and scoring. So, realistically, yeah, 27, 26 laps since they last visited Pit Road. And if we do get a caution flag, Blevins would be the lucky dog, but he'll only get one of those laps back.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, I am liking how Carl Shedd is running. He is now 8/10 ahead of Michael Laraya. He is out front. He is taking charge of this race. But as you said, we got green flag pit stops coming up. These guys running are about 28 laps since the last time they've been down pit road. I'm thinking they're probably going to be somewhere between 30 and 40 laps per pit.
Yeah, give or take. Here, because right now, Blevins is coming up on Laraya. And yeah, when it comes to pit stops, I would say whoever flinches first down pit road, get down to pit road, as Laraya's going to let Blevins go by here. But and I'm kind of surprised Laraya is not really gaining on Shedd. I think Laraya is kind of conserving his tires just a little bit. And as you said, Shedd is pulling away. You're impressed by him. I'm impressed by Trevor Rapolo, who's sitting in the the 5th spot now. He just got passed up by Walker Thomas not too long ago. But Trevor Rapolo in the top 5. We haven't heard too much of him tonight. I know I gave him a shout out already. I'm giving him a shout out again. I'm impressed with this fella right here from Florida. Running a very consistent race here tonight. Loving the paint job. And the way Rapolo is running, I mean, if he continues to run like this, he'll get a top 5 finish for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. So, I mean, he's running good, but some of our biggest movers right now, Bronson Stafford, though, he started 13th, now running in 6th. Michael Laraya, he started 9th, running in 2nd. So we've got some big movers up here. We've had a couple fall back. The 24 Riley Grant Davis, he started 3rd. Now running back in 10th as he's trying to pick up. And it looks like we got some coming down on pit road.
Corey Hoover, as Austin Hartenfels and Tom Bourne first made the flinch to pit road. Now it's Corey Hoover. If I was any of those drivers on track right now, get your butts down pit road, because you know how much tires mean. I mean, get this. The last time by, Carl Shedd ran a 29.504. This time by, actually last time by for Corey Blevins, not this time, but last time, actually he just ran the fastest lap, 28.5. 29.4 to a 28.5. So, I mean, if you really want to round it off, a second faster. Walker Thomas hitting pit road. So, 33 laps. And hit pit road now, boys. Unless I don't know. Oh, we got the 39 machine. Bronson Stafford hitting the pits. Just trying to see on my map here, because I do have a track map, a live time and scoring track map, and I'm sure you do as well, Dave. Just trying to see drivers who are hitting the pits. I see Austin Hartenfels hitting pit road again. Something had to have happened to Austin. He was running in the top 10. And looks like he just towed it.
I tell you what, Joseph Tice, though, he's got around the 44. Michael Araya, he's moving up into second after starting fourth. Waiting on these guys, I think they're starting to play a little fuel mileage here, trying to extend it out here so that they can maybe try to make it on just a couple more laps here, as we are now 103 laps to go.
Clicking them down is what we're doing right now on laps. Let's see, I want to get another lap time comparison. I want to see fastest lap, Corey Hoover, 27.834. Race leader, 29.642. Boy, 2 seconds faster. Or just about 2 seconds faster. Wow. Joe Lawrence hitting the pit road. Came in 6th. Robert Kenny going to hit the pits. Driver's already on pit road. See what Carl Shed or Joseph Tice or Lariah are going to do this time by. Lariah and Tice have been kind of battling back and forth. Here Tom Story's pitting this time by. And so he is. So Tice in second, Lariah in third. Curious to see who's going to hit the pit road this time by. Race leaders are entering turns 3 and 4. Looks like Shed's going to stay out. Tice and Lariah are going to stay out. The number 9 of Rapolo is going to stay out. And everybody else in that top 5. Top 7 drivers have yet to pit. So far, every single one of them have decided not to pit.
They're going to push it to the extreme here. Looks like our top 7 all at 39 laps since their last pit. So they're going to extend it as far as they can. So right now they're pushing 40 laps here as Carl Shed crosses the start-finish line. Question is how far can they exactly go?
Top 7 drivers separated by 18 seconds and climbing. Race leaders down the back straight away. The 7th place car, Jamie Dyson's at the start-finish line. So I guess you could say half the racetrack. Curious to see now, are these guys going to pit? Nope. Man, these guys are playing with my calculator right now. Oh, I see one driver hitting pit road. That's the number 9, Trevor Rapolo.
Well, that's going to move us to 6 more drivers that are going to have to pit.
He becomes the Lone Ranger right now on pit road. Oh boy, actually, I mean, in a way, this could play off. Kind of let Corey Hoover and them drivers that pitted early, let those drivers burn off their tires and stay out as long as you can. And when you get to pit road, you're going to outrun them. Because right now, Joe Lawrence actually had the fastest lap last time by at the start-finish line with a 28.18 compared to the race leader's 29.83.
Joseph Tice going down on pit road.
So is Carl Shed. Yep. Hand the lead over to Michael Araya.
Carl Shed's pretty much dominating this race tonight. I mean, he has led 54 laps here tonight. So far, out of the 71 lap spread. Michael Araya has led 8 laps. Riley Grant Davis 5, and Walker Thomas leading 3. So, taking a look at our race report, we have had 2 cautions so far, 5 lead changes as Michael Araya coming down on pit road.
Corey Hoover, Walker Thomas, Ryan Dyson, Carl Shed, Michael Araya, Shane Tyrion, Joe Lawrence, and Joseph Tice are your championship contender guys in the round of 8. As of right now, you have the 24. Davis on pit road. Lariah, as you mentioned, Davis on pit road. Shane Tyrion is going to be your new race leader. He could be pitting this time by. So, I mean, wow, the separation gap, man, between Tyrion and Carl Shed is just huge on tires.
Yeah, I mean, Shane Tyrion just crossing the start-finish line. 44 laps. Same with the 11 of Jamie Dyson. These guys all on much older time. Actually, Jamie Dyson's got 45 laps since his last pit. So it looks like my pit window is off by a little bit there, Tanner.
Just a little bit. I'm showing Shane Tyrion 44, Jamie Dyson 45. I'm showing in the ballpark of what you're showing on your statistic, lifetime and scoring. Let's see here. Lawrence might have the race lead as soon. Actually, I take that back. Corey Hoover could have the race lead. No, dang it.
Walker Thomas.
Walker Thomas. Yep, you're right. Walker Thomas might have the race lead before we could say it, but there will be a lap differential as far as when Lariah, Tice, and Carl Shed pitted.
I mean, look at this. This is 46 laps now since they're pitting. We only got 92 laps to go. I think they're just trying to push it so they can make it on one more pit stop.
You ever tried cheating before in your racing? You know the race is broadcasted, so you got the broadcast race in the background going, and you're just staying up there as long as you can, and all of a sudden you're listening to the commentators, and they're kind of like your crew chief. Oh, Lord. I wonder if anybody does that. I really wonder.
You know, I do know some of the drivers do have it on in the background, so, I mean, it's a possibility. I don't know if they've got the sound, but, I mean, the only thing is, you got to think there's like a 20 to 30 second gap in between the live stream and what they're seeing on YouTube.
And it takes about 27 seconds, 28 seconds, 29 seconds, depending upon how old your tires are to get around Texas. So far, I'm counting top two drivers. Shane Tyrion and Jamie Dyson have yet to hit the pits. That will hand the race lead over to Walker Thomas. It's been about 16, 17 laps since Walker Thomas last visited pit road. Hoover, 17.
I'm actually looking right now. Shane Tyrion, 48 laps. Jamie Dyson, 49 laps. That means they can make it on one more pit stop, and I think everybody else is going to have to at least stop 2 more times, possibly.
I'd say anybody right now on your list, David, anybody with a single-digit number can make it on one more pit stop. Drivers who are double-digit, like Walker Thomas, Corey Hoover, I'd say you can throw Joe Lawrence in that bag. Bronson Stafford, Tom Bourne. Them drivers will need at least 2 more pit stops to make it to the end.
I tell you what, I think they're going to have to pull the 38 of Shane Tyrion down into pit and do an inspection, because look at this, 50 laps he has ran, him and the 11 of Jamie Dyson. 50 laps. Everyone else was pitting right about between lap 38 to 44, but here they are, 50 laps since their last pit.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't want to get a NASCAR penalty, one of them P-level penalties or something like that, like level 1 or level 2. But all you race fans out there would know a little more about that than what I know about, even though I'm a huge race fan and all. But so Shane Tyrion, we did have a driver that did come down pit road. That was Ryan Dyson. Or was that Jamie Dyson? That was Jamie Dyson. Jamie Dyson did not hit the pits, excuse me. Jamie Dyson did not hit the pits yet, even though he was passed by Walker Thomas and Corey Hoover. And he will get passed by Joe Lawrence.
Yeah, so right now our top 5, Shane Tyrion out front, Walker Thomas second, Corey Hoover third, Joe Lawrence fourth, and Carl Shed rounding out our top 5.
Yeah, here comes Tice around Jamie Dyson for position. Just look at the tire differential, Dave. I mean, man, oh man. That's how strong tires are at Texas. Here comes Rapolo getting underneath the 11. It's already 170 coming off the corner of the exit compared to 180 to the race leaders. 10-mile-an-hour difference.
How are these guys doing that, Tanner? I mean, 53 laps now since his last pit. Are they going to be able to make it to where they can just do it on one more pit stop?
I don't think so. I think these guys at least have one more pit stop, but they're trying to go as long as they can. They're trying to gain that track position, because when they pit, they're going to be one of the fastest guys out there on the track compared to everybody else, because right now Walker Thomas is about 5, maybe 4.9. So he's gaining a second a lap on Shane Tyrion right now. And Walker Thomas last pitted 23 laps to go compared to Shane Tyrion's 55 laps ago. Actually, 54 coming to 55 this time by. Corey Hoover, 24 laps ago. I mean, these guys are catching. Here comes Shane Tyrion right now, hitting the pits. Hand the lead over to Walker Thomas, who's got about a little more than what? 4.5 seconds? 3.5 seconds. All right, so that will conclude pit stops. How many laps was that, Dave? That was what, 55 laps?
55 laps he completed, and we've only got 83 laps remaining.
He's going to make it on one more stop. So he will come back down pit road, I'd say anywhere from when it comes down to 35 laps to go or less, he'll be coming down pit road. I say anywhere from 30 or 28 to go to 35 to go. We'll see Tyrion back down pit road. Good strategy, Golko. Let's just hope that he played his cards right. Here comes Jamie Dyson hitting pit road. That will conclude pit stops. Wow, we got a mixed bag of drivers that made pit stops. Some later, some earlier. Holy cow.
Yeah, I was hoping it came down to strategy, and Abbas Laddick, you're absolutely right. They are doing strategy. I mean, 55 laps on a tank of fuel and tires, especially here at Texas, because tires are kind of important here at Texas.
Definitely is. And here's one of the reasons why I want to show you. Let's get eyes on Corey Hoover here, Dave. The reason why is because he's on older tires than these two cats right in front of him. And that's how much a tire differential is between Hoover and Rapolo. Let's see what he can do down in turns 1 and 2 on the bottom here. Let's see if he tries to gain on those two drivers ahead, or does he lose time? Because right behind him is the 38 of Shane Tyrion on newer tires. And look at Tyrion. Tyrion's on newer tires. Here he comes to the bumper of Joe Lawrence. He's just a lot faster.
Yeah, tires are key here. I mean, that just shows. Look at Shane Tyrion. He's getting around these guys no problem. Big difference in lap times just from those tire differences.
Yeah, and Lawrence has actually been 24 laps since his last pit stop. That is a huge difference. Fastest lap on the track is Michael Lariah last time at the line. I think that might change. Yeah, it did change to Jamie Dyson now, who is on fresher tires. Just goes to show tires mean a lot, but maybe some of these guys are kind of banking on some fuel. But nonetheless, it is all Walker Thomas out front at Texas. Had a dismal finish last week at Martinsville. Had a top 10 at Watkins Glen and had a top 5 at Chicagoland. Can he get it done today? As right now he's being pressured by Carl Shed. Battle for the race lead, Shed and Thomas. And that's actually a tire difference right there. Carl Shed has about much fresher tires than Walker Thomas. Let's see how much by, though. By 10 laps. That was a 10-lap difference on tires. Pretty crazy. Here comes Joseph Tice trying to get underneath Walker Thomas. So that's going to put Shed back out front.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are beyond the halfway point of tonight's race. That's right, 76 laps remaining. 91 laps completed here in the first round of 8 here at Texas Motor Speedway. We are going to go ahead and step away for a commercial break. We'll be right back after these few short words. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dre Broadcasting Network. Tanner Sharp had previous engagement, so he has left the booth, but we will see him back next week here Thursday night. So thank you for Tanner for coming out and giving me a hand here on tonight's race. We are on lap 99, 68 laps remaining. 2 cautions so far tonight. That's it. Just 2 cautions here at Texas. In almost, well, actually now 100 laps that we have completed here. These guys got 67 laps to go. This question is taking a look here. Joe Lawrence down on pit road. Not sure what happened. Maybe a little strategy. He is down on pit road with 67 laps to go. He's still going to have to pit one more time to be able to make the race here. He is sitting back in 14th. But taking a look here, Carl Shed is our race leader. Michael Araya second. Joseph Tice sitting third. Walker Thomas fourth. Trevor Rapolo sitting in 5th. Now Shane Tyrion, he stayed out over 55 laps. He is running back in 10th. Currently, right now, he is sitting just at 17 laps since his last pit. Our leader, Carl Shed, 31 laps. So it looks like right now, Shane Tyrion is definitely going to be able to make it on one more pit stop. The question of it is, can Carl Shed extend it out as far as Shane Tyrion did to be able to make it on one more pit stop? That is the question that is going to be answered here shortly. 65 laps to go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an exciting race, exciting season here with Dre Broadcasting Network and the Upper Edge Racing. Love these guys. Great racing by all involved. So it's been a pleasure that we've been able to bring this live to you on YouTube between the Dre Broadcasting Network and Upper Edge Racing. As I take a look here, I'm going to take a look at our point series right now, the standings the way they are. As Tanner said at the beginning of the race, taking a look at our top 8. Corey Hoover, Walker Thomas, Ryan Dyson, Carl Shed, Michael Araya, Shane Tyrion, Joe Lawrence, Joseph Tice. Right now we are being led in points right now by Corey Hoover. Corey Hoover sitting back in 11th position. Walker Thomas second in points. He is sitting in 4th. Ryan Dyson sitting 3rd in points, and he is sitting all the way back in... Actually, he is down on pit road as we speak. Ryan Dyson down on pit road, sitting 3rd in points as we speak. 4th in points, Carl Shed. He is out here leading. That's definitely going to help him. A win is going to get him into the round of 4. So he is trying to come away with a win tonight so that he knows he has his ticket into the round of 4. Sitting 5th in points, Michael Araya. Michael Araya currently sitting 2nd on the track right now. So this is going to boost him up a little bit, but he also would like to get that win as he's currently 1 second behind our race leader, Carl Shed. Shane Tyrion sitting back in 6th. We've seen Shane. He is doing a massive pitch strategy here. We saw him go 55, 56 laps. He is currently sitting 7th on the track, sitting 6th in points. 7th in points, Joe Lawrence. He is not having the day that he wishes he had. He is sitting 12th on the track right now, 1 lap down. So we did see him come down to pit road there just recently. He has only got 8 laps since his last pit. 8th in points right now, the 5 of Joseph Tice. Joseph Tice, he is sitting right now 3rd on the track. He is also taking a look here. He's got 38 laps since his last pit. We are 59 laps to go. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is our top 8 right now battling. But all these other drivers on here would love to come away with a win. Just because they're not in the chase for the championship does not mean they don't want that win. So this is going to be interesting here. It's going to be Carl Shed now leading 72 of 108 laps that we've already ran. Shane Tyrion, he has led 12 laps. Walker Thomas, 10 laps. Michael Araya, 8 laps. And Riley Grant Davis leading 5 laps here tonight. As we take a look here, Robert Kenny running in 7th. He is right behind the 38 of Shane Tyrion. Shane Tyrion, he's got some distance between him and Robert Kenny, showing about 24 seconds in between. Right now, the only real battles we've got brewing is up front. Carl Shedd sitting there in the lead. Michael Araya sitting second, just 5/10 behind him. Joseph Tice, he's sitting about 1.9 seconds behind Michael Araya. Walker Thomas, he's 5 seconds behind Joseph Tice. Riley Grant Davis, he is 4.2 seconds behind Joseph Tice. Shane Tyrion sitting there in 6th. He is taking a look here. It looks like 15 seconds behind Joseph Tice. Joseph Tice down on pit road. He is coming down pit road for another green flag pit stop here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. Yeah, these guys are spread out real good, so we're going to keep a check here on the leaders. Actually, it looks like Michael Araya is now the new race leader. It's Carl Shedd down on pit road. But here's the problem. We've got 55 laps to go. We have seen the 38 of Shane Tyrion. He went 55 laps on a set of tires and fuel. Can Carl Shedd do the same thing? Is he going to be able to go 55 laps? Or is a caution going to come out, and that is going to ruin a lot of pit strategy right now? Right now we are being led by the 44 of Michael Araya. Once again, I want to take this time and thank everybody who has subscribed to the Dre Broadcasting Network. It has been a great year here on Dre Broadcasting Network. Got to meet a lot of awesome drivers, awesome leagues, such as Upper Edge Racing, ExtremeMotorsports99.com, the Precision Racing League. Even did a small stint there with the Cyber Racing Association as well. Also the War and Thunder Racing League. Met a lot of great guys, a lot of guys that I call my friend, especially with Joe White over at OSR Network. Definitely a great guy, so definitely go out, give them guys a check over on OSR Network, live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That guy's just about everywhere. We are 9 subscribers away from hitting our 500 mark. That's right. Originally set my goal with just 300 by the end of the year, which is our 1-year anniversary is going to be January 13th. So we are well over our previous goal. So from me, Sean Zulu, Tanner Sharp, thank you all guys for coming out and checking us during all our races. These guys all spread out right now. Taking a look here, Michael Araya still leading. Riley Grant Davis sitting there in second. He is looking at 45 laps since his last pit. Walker Thomas down on pit road. Bonson Stafford pit road. Shane Tyrion moving up into third. He is 34 laps since his last pit. And we are into caution. Let's take a look here, see what happened. As we pull up the Dre Broadcasting Network instant replay here, we're going to take a look, see what happened. I think that may have involved the 18 of Walker Thomas there. Let me take a look here. Not sure exactly what happened. Oh, no, that is going to be the 11 machine. The 11 of Jamie Dyson. He comes off of turn number 2. Gets a real push up into the outside wall, tries to save it, and eventually the car smacks the outside wall as he's trying to slow it down. but unfortunately comes to a stop on the track. That is going to be our third caution of the night. Well, let's take a look. 49 laps to go. We've seen Shane Tyrion. He has gone 40 or 50 some laps, so he could pit and be able to make it. What is going to happen? Is anybody going to pit? Or are they going to still continue to try to do their pit strategy? As they come out of turn 4, looks like 44 Michael Araya is going to lead them down on pit road. Riley Grant Davis following him, Shane Tyrion coming down, Corey Hoover, Joe Lawrence, Robert Kenny all down on pit road. Is it looks like everyone else is going to stay out trying to get their lap back and back on the lead lap. As we see our leaders down on pit road here, right side's up. Drop the right sides. It looks like they're all going to take 4 tires and a full tank of fuel. Here comes the 44 Michael Araya, first off pit road, followed by Riley Grant Davis. Shane Tyrion, third off road. Here comes Joe Lawrence, Corey Hoover, and Joseph Tice there. So, I think that was Robert Kenny actually. So, Michael Araya is going to still be our race leader here off of pit road. Once again, if you're just now tuning in, this is the Dre Broadcasting Network. Upper Edge Racing, round of 8, the Lone Star 250 at Texas Motor Speedway. First race of the round of 8. So this will be interesting. This is going to be, we are being led by Michael Araya. Carl Shed's sitting back in 7th as he's coming down pit road. So he is currently sitting there in 7th. Last guy on the lead lap is going to be Walker Thomas. He is in front of the leaders, so on the 1 to go, he is going to get the wave around. But taking a look at Walker Thomas, though, the only issue, only 4 laps since he last pitted. He may have enough fuel to be able to make it the rest of the way. I tell you what, we're going to do a special treat on this restart. We are going to do the crank it up cams as these guys are all bunched up here on the restart. So once we get the 1 to green, turn it up, ladies and gentlemen, because we are going to go green flag racing under the crank it up cams. So third caution here of the night, 47 laps remaining as they cross the start finish line. Yes, the lights on the pace car are off. We are getting ready to go green flag racing. So ladies and gentlemen, crank them sounds up. Here comes the crank it up cams here on the restart, and for the first couple laps here as they get up to speed.
Hang on, we're not going green, not going green.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, looks like they're going to extend the yellow 1 more lap here, not going green. So unfortunately, we're not going to have to crank it up, but they are still 1 to green, so they're going to be going green this time by. Being led by the 44, Michael Araya. Michael Araya electing to start on the outside. Riley Grant Davis on the inside. Joe Lawrence, Shane Tyrion in the second row. Robert Kenny, Corey Hoover on the third row. So this is going to be interesting. Right now we are looking just 10 cars left on the lead lap. We are going to have 44 laps to go when the green flag flies. Once again, we are going to try this again. We are going to get the crank it up cams here on the restart. So turn it up and enjoy the sounds of these V8s roaring around Texas Motor Speedway.
Green flag, green flag.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if that don't get your blood pumping, I don't know what will. Love hearing the sounds of those cars up to full speed here, just flying around the track. So, doing a great job here is we are still being led by the 44, Michael Araya. He has now pulled out the 4/10 lead over Riley Grant Davis. Carl Shedd sitting right there in third. He is 4/10 behind Riley Grant Davis. Shane Tyrion sitting there in fourth. He is pretty much right on the bumper there of Carl Shedd. Corey Hoover rounding out your top 5. We still have 16 cars left out on the track right now. Only 10 are on the lead lap. "39 laps to go." All these guys, I don't know if they're going to be able to make it. Trevor Rapolo, though, taking a look at him back in ninth on the lead lap. He has got the most laps on his tires with 20. Is he going to be able to make it? That's 59 laps. We've seen Shane Tyrion do 55. The question is, can he make it the remainder of the race? Michael Araya, he is going to be able to make it. We are at 38 laps. He's got 11. Same with Riley Grant Davis, Carl Shedd, Shane Tyrion, Corey Hoover, and Joe Lawrence. Joseph Tice, though, he is sitting at 19 laps since his last pit. These guys are hoping on a caution so they can come down, get tires and fuel, and be able to make it. The question is if we have another caution, what are the leaders going to do? What is Michael Araya, Riley Grant Davis, Carl Shedd, and Shane Tyrion going to do? Are they going to come down and risk losing track position? Are they going to stay out hoping that their older tires can hold off anybody that does make it down on pit road with the fresher tires? That is going to be the question. 37 laps to go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take our last commercial break of the night. That's right, last commercial of the break of the night is we're going to bring you the conclusion of the Lone Star 250 first round of 8 here at Texas Motor Speedway, Upper Edge Racing Profile Machine Products Cup Series, powered by our Expression. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dre Broadcasting Network as we are under caution here for the fourth time tonight. That's right, under caution here with 26 laps to go. Michael Araya, is he going to come down on pit road here? As we are taking a look as they're coming out of top, I have a feeling everybody going to come down on pit road. Yes, Michael Araya is going to lead everybody down on pit road here. Is we do have a few cars staying out, trying to get back on the lead lap. That is going to be Tom Bourne, Jamie Dyson, Bronson Stafford, and Tom Story, all trying to stay out to get back on the lead lap. As we see them make their way down on pit road here, this should be, well, this will be the last pit stop. We are 25 laps to go. We are going to have right about 22 laps to go once we take the green flag. As we see Michael Araya is going to beat him off of pit road here. Michael Araya, Carl Shedd, Riley Grant Davis, Shane Terry, and Corey Huber, your top five. So this is going to shake things up because this is going to group them up. We've seen Carl Shedd tonight. He has led 75 laps. Michael Araya leading 39, Shane Terry 12. Walker Thomas leading 10 laps here tonight, and Riley Grant Davis leading 5. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Upper Edge Racing Profile Machine Products Cup Series, powered by R Expression. That's right, we are in the round of 8. First race in the round of 8. Last week we saw 4 drivers eliminated. These guys got 3 races this series to be able to move into the round of 4. Taking a look here at the schedule. We have Texas tonight. Next week, Talladega, then New Hampshire, then we move to the round of 4. The round of 4 is going to consist of Michigan, Phoenix International, and Homestead, Miami. So we are just 5 races from crowning a champion here in the Upper Edge Racing Profile Machine Products Cup Series, powered by R Expression. Well, as we are waiting to see if the pace car is going to shut their lights off, get ready to go, green flag racing as they come to the start finish line. One to green, lights are off. Couple drivers getting the wave around back on the lead lap. That is going to be actually just one driver. That's going to be the 54, Tom Bourne, back on the lead lap. Michael Araya, he is going to elect to start on the inside. Carl Shedd starting outside. Second row, Riley Grant Davis and Shane Terry. In third row, Corey Hoover and Joseph Tice. Fourth row is going to be Joe Lawrence and Robert Kenny. So this is going to get good here, ladies and gentlemen. Coming down the backstretch, we are going to be going back green with just 22 laps remaining here tonight. Coming out of turn 4, we are being led by the 44, Michael Araya. He is waiting on the pace car to dip off. As the pace car is now off, Michael Araya wastes no time. Green flag in the air, back green flag racing here at Texas Motor Speedway. Michael Araya out to a great lead here. Coming into turn number 1, Carl Shedd, he is just going to edge out Riley Grant Davis for second position. Can Carl Shedd catch Michael Araya? Michael Araya has come on strong the last half of this race. He is out 2/10 of a lead. Carl Shedd running there in second, but he's got Riley Grant Davis all over him. They're battling for second. A little further back there, Joe Lawrence now moving up into 6th position as he got around the 5 of Joseph Tice. Joseph Tice sitting right there. Neat little hornet's nest right there because you got Walker Thomas and Trevor Rapolo and Robert Kenny right there behind him. Right now, 12 cars on the lead lap and 14 cars total out on the track. Bronson Stafford and Corey Blevins currently sitting on pit road. Ryan Dyson, he is out on the track just trying to complete. He is going to need the points. We've seen him come away with a win last week just so he could get into the round of 4. Michael Araya, though, he is starting to check out. He is 3/10 ahead of Carl Shed here as we are now 20 coming to 19 laps to go. Nineteen laps remaining. As we are watching Michael Araya, he is doing a good job at maintaining his lead. 18 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway. Does anybody got them? Our top 3 now pulling out to a gap. Shane Tyrion sitting right there in 4th with Corey Hoover and Joseph Tice. So we got a tight little pack here, a little further back. Taking a look at Joe Lawrence, he's leading a little pack with Walker Thomas and Trevor Rapolo. Robert Kenny sitting right there in 10th, and Jamie Dyson, he is running 11th with Tom Bourne running 12th. That is going to be everybody on the lead lap. All right, 16 laps to go. Everybody on the same strategy. Everybody with 10 tires or 10 laps on their tires, except for Tom Bourne. Tom Bourne, he has got 38. We've got 15 laps to go. Michael Araya now still about 3/10. 3/10 of a second left. Oh boy. Who is going to win this race? 15 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway. The Lone Star 250, first round of 8. People in the chat, I tell you. But hey guys, I appreciate all the support. Thank you once again for tuning in to the Dre Broadcasting Network. Coming out here tonight to check out the Upper Edge guys here. The Profile Machine Products Cup Series powered by our Expression. So great group of guys, great season here so far. 13 laps to go. Carl Shed starting to make moves. He's making up a little ground on Michael Araya. Carl Shed, the man on point so far, leading 75 laps here tonight. He has closed that gap to under 2/10 of a second. He is going to try to get to that back bumper of Michael Araya. Can Michael Araya hold him off? Riley Grant Davis losing a little bit of ground there, but look right behind him. There comes Shane Tyrion. Shane Tyrion looking to get into the top 3 here. He is looking to catch up to the 24 Riley Grant Davis, sitting 4/10 behind. Twelve laps to go. These guys still running about take a look here, mid 28 second lap times. So they're still running pretty quick lap times. As we are now 11 to go. Next time around, it'll be 10 to go. Being led by Michael Araya. He has got Carl Shed now on his back deck lid. Here comes Carl Shedd. He is going to look to the inside of Michael Araya. We have a battle for the race lead here, coming to 10 to go. Carl Shedd on the inside. Michael Araya on the outside. Carl Shedd just not able to get that run on the inside to get around it. Looks like Michael Araya says, you want the inside, you can have it, but you're going to have to earn it to get around me. 10 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway. Lap 157 of 166. These guys still bound. Riley Grant Davis, he's sitting right there in third. Shane Terry in fourth. Joseph Tice in the 5 machine rounding out your top 5. So we've got a battle, but right here behind, we've got a battle between Corey Hoover and Walker Thomas. Walker Thomas to the inside of Corey Hoover coming into turn 1. They are going to be side by side. Walker Thomas on the inside, Corey Hoover on the outside. Walker Thomas going to power on the exit of turn number 2. Just not, he is going to be able to clear him. Corey Hoover's going to drop in right behind him. Walker Thomas now moving up into the 6th position. All right, we are now looking. Let's see here, 8 laps to go. Carl Shedd back on the back deck lid of Michael Araya. He is looking to move around. Michael Araya, 56 laps led. Carl Shedd, 75 laps led. These guys are trying to punch their way into the next round with a win. Who is going to take it? As we see Carl Shedd, he is now 1/10 behind Michael Araya. We are 7 laps to go. It's getting close. It's getting hairy. All right, here we go. Turns 3 and 4. Carl Shedd still not able to get him. They are holding steady. He made up a little bit of ground. He is going to look to the inside once again of Michael Araya. Michael Araya, he is going to give him the inside. No, he is going to, he is going to give Carl Shedd the inside. Can Carl Shedd get the power off the... I do apologize for that sneeze there. But no, Carl Shedd not able to do it. 6 laps to go. Coming on 5 laps to go. Riley Grant Davis, he is sitting there in 3rd. He is wanting to come away tonight with a podium. But Shane Tyrion, he's sitting there in 4th. We are 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go here tonight. All these drivers looking to punch their way into the round of 4 with a win. Right now being led by the 44, Michael Araya. The 45, Carl Shedd, he is trying to get around him. He just can't get that power move on the inside. 4 laps to go at the line. That's right, 4 laps to go. Can Carl Shedd clear Michael Araya? Michael Araya is wanting to go ahead and punch his way in. Taking a look at the point standing. Michael Araya currently sitting in 5th in points. Here comes Carl Shedd. Carl Shedd to the inside. They are going to be door to door coming off of turn number 4. Still side by side through the dogleg. Wow, that was too close to tell. Let's see what the scoring says. Who is going to lead that lap? Michael Araya led that lap. Not by much. Carl Shedd still on the inside. 3 laps to go. This is going to be the battle on the track right now. Carl Shedd on the inside, Michael Araya on the outside. Michael Araya is doing good at holding him off on the outside lane. Carl Shedd, he is just going to edge him up just by a nose. At the line, it is going to be Michael Araya. Michael Araya still led that lap. Carl Shedd was not able to get it, but he is right there. They are still door to door. 2 laps to go. White flag next time around. Oh, Carl Shedd has no choice but to drop back in line behind the 44, Michael Araya. Here he comes. He is going to get to that back bumper. Is he going to get back to the inside at the line? No, he's not. Michael Araya still sitting there. Carl Shedd sitting in 2nd. 3 turns. Now just 2 turns left as they come out of turn 2. Here comes Carl Shedd getting a great run off of turn number 2. Can he get to the inside? Not quite. Making a move here in turn number 3. He is going to back it down. They are going to come off the turn side by side. Who is going to... Oh, Michael Araya into the wall. Carl Shedd's going to come away with the win. Second place is going to be Michael Araya. Shane Tyrion is going to finish in third. What a finish, ladies and gentlemen. Carl Shed, Michael Araya, Shane Tyrion are top three. Unfortunately for Michael Araya, he gets into the wall coming out of turn number 4. That opens up the door for the 45 of Carl Shed. Carl Shed locked into the round of 4. So he's got pretty good going, but right now we are going to try to get an interview with our top 3. As we see the burnout here from our race leader, we are going to get our race interviews in with Carl Shed, Michael Araya. Not seeing Shane Tyrion currently in chat, so we might not get with him. Give me one moment here while we get a hold of our race leader.
Out, right?
Carl Shed, Dave Everly in the Dre Broadcasting booth. You got a copy.
10-4, I got you, buddy.
What a race that you guys had tonight. Can I tell you what? Tell us what was going through your mind them last couple of laps as you were battling the 44 of Michael Araya.
I didn't know if I was going to have enough, and that was really, I could see the race slipping away from me all night. Had the dominant car and had the speed, and we got that at the worst time possible and put us in a really bad spot. I think I started P7 there. So, getting that close and getting that caution and being able to start there with Laraya, great competitor to race alongside, man. There's not many people that you can trust to just race balls out. Himself, Joe Lawrence, Tice. There's a lot of guys in this league that are talented enough to run that. So, man, it was just stressful. It was very stressful. I didn't think I was going to be able to get him done because the inside just could not carry any momentum off. And you just had to hope the guy up top gets tight.
Yeah, most definitely. And now we've seen you throughout the season. You had a couple wins, a lot of top fives. So you've really stepped up here in the playoffs. Is now you have punched your way into the round of 4. What can we expect to see from you next week at Talladega?
Just going to try and enjoy the race and have a good time. Those races are, just they're so random, and it's so hard for all these guys, especially your top points runners who have driven so consistently well all season. To have that scenario right before the round of 4 is extremely stressful. So I think I'll just try and stay out of everybody's way, not be the guy who causes a caution and hurts anybody's chase, and maybe start looking towards the tracks in the next round.
Yeah, taking a look at the tracks in the next round, I think you got Michigan in there. Let's see here. As I pull it up, you've got Michigan, Arizona, Miami. So what are your predictions? How well do you run at those 3 tracks for the round of 4?
I'm very excited about that round. That's more of my style of racing. I can't remember if it was I won at California. Michigan is a good track. It's very similar to California. Any of these tracks where you really wear the tires and you gotta work the car in different ways is something I like to see. So for me, all of those tracks are good tracks. But the thing about it is you look at Tice, Laraya, and Joe, and the rest of those guys are fantastic on those tracks as well. So I don't think it gets any easier for any of us. You know, no matter how good we are at those tracks, our competitors are equally good. So I think that's going to be the challenge. Is maybe having a week or two to focus on those tracks to get a head start.
Yeah, most definitely there, Carl. Well, congratulations on your win here tonight at the Lone Star 250 here at Texas Motor Speedway. Before we let you get out to celebrating, is there any shout-outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, as always, I want to thank Dyson and the guys here for putting on a great league. You know, you guys probably broadcast a lot of leagues. It's rare when you can see people battle like me and Michael were able to tonight. So I appreciate those guys for having, and Michael as well for doing the work in the booth. You know, making sure this league runs smooth. My teammates, Trevor, Joseph, Adam, and Eric de Blasio, they're not here. Or Eric and Adam aren't here tonight, but shout out to those guys. And also to my Aegis family that I like to run with, Dave Washington primarily, and Dylan Jones. Those guys, incredible racers. Try and keep up with them, and they've worked me out a lot this week. So, you know, a big shout out to those two guys for putting in the time and helping me out. And of course, my sponsors, Andy Kessler and James Ross. They've been great, and you guys for putting on a good broadcast. It's always fun to watch the next day. So thank you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, most definitely go celebrate. We'll see you next week at Talladega.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by the second place tonight, 44, Michael Arai. You got a copy there, Michael?
I got you.
What a race here tonight. You and Carl Shed have been battling it out all night. Carl Shed leading 76 laps. You leading 63 laps of tonight's race. Tell us what was going through your mind them last couple of laps there as Carl Shed was giving you a run for your money on that inside line.
Yeah, Carl was by far the most dominant car tonight. He had something figured out on those long runs that I don't think anybody could touch tonight. So he was able to make his car stick on the bottom better than anybody else. And I knew there, with that caution falling with maybe about 35, 40 laps left in the race, he was going to be the guy to beat there at the end. And sure enough, he came charging back to the front. And I knew if somebody was trying to pass you on the inside later in the run, it could be pretty tough, regardless of how good the car was, because of all the real estate that you needed to make the pass. So I just hoped I could pinch him down there enough and get the runs off the corners to hold him. But it was working for me. But man, I used up all my stuff there, and I was making it work for too long because he just was so good. And that last corner there going into 3, I was probably mirror driving a little bit too much, and I should have just ran my own line instead of maybe trying to chop him off there on the entry. And I think that's what ultimately cost me, because I got too tight there on the middle portion of that corner, and it was either let off, but you're probably not going to have the position there, and you're going to give away the race, or just keep the throttle planted and hope it sticks and makes it through the turn. And that's what I opted for, but it did not work out for me. So yeah, overall though, it was a heck of a race.
Yeah, I mean, you still came away with a second place finish. That's good for points. But next week, we are moving to a plate track, Talladega. 5 lanes deep? What can we expect to see from you next week at Talladega?
Well, for whatever reason, I cannot survive plate races in Upper Edge. So I think with tonight's finish, I'm probably going to hang back until the very end of the race, because I do not want to get caught up in any wrecks. I feel like it's going to be all about survival. I don't want any part of the big pack. I just want to kind of let things sort out and go from there. Just losing the race tonight by that little bit, just it sucks. It really does, because just, Talladega's looming next week and anything can happen.
Yeah, I usually call it a crapshoot type race, because pretty much anybody can win it. It's all about keeping your nose clean. But, I mean, unfortunately, if that big one happens up front, a lot of cars are going to get involved. But after Talladega, you guys head to New Hampshire. How are your thoughts on New Hampshire?
New Hampshire is definitely one of those tracks. It's hard to pass. It's all about track position. I feel like if things can get sorted out, if we got a green flag run in that race, I'm definitely a top 5 car there. So I don't feel too bad. It's just if optimally, if I can get out of Talladega unscathed heading into New Hampshire, I'm going to feel pretty good. But this round is just tough. This is probably the toughest round track-wise. With Talladega, with the survival in New Hampshire being so hard to pass at, it's going to be really interesting.
Well, we definitely look forward, all the fans at home look forward to seeing it. Well, before we let you go celebrate with your team and your crew on your second place finish here at Texas, is there any shout outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to my teammate Grant this week for helping me out, putting in the time and effort in practice. It definitely paid off. I also got to give a shout out to my sponsors, Profile Machine Products, Lowe's, and Cobalt Tools, as well as Autolite for being on board.
Well, most definitely there, Michael. We'll see you next week. Congratulations on your second place finish, and hopefully we'll see you in Victory Lane next week at Talladega.
Man, that would be something. That I would consider that one of my biggest wins in this series just because of my rotten luck there. So, man, that'd be awesome if that happened.
Well, we're hoping for you. We'll see you next week there, Michael.
All right. Thank you, David.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The conclusion of the first round of 8. That's right. First round of 8. Let's go over the finishing results here tonight. Carl Shedd coming out on top, followed by Michael Araya. Shane Tyrion coming out in third, Riley Grant Davis fourth, Joseph Tice rounding out your top 5. The 18, Walker Thomas finishing 6th, Corey Hoover 7th, Joe Lawrence sitting in 8th, 9th, Trevor Rapolo, 10th, Robert Kenny finishing 11th here tonight, Jamie Dyson, Tom Story finishing in 12th, Tom Bourne finishing in 13th, Bronson Stafford 14th, Corey Blevins 15th, Ryan Dyson finishing 16th, Austin Hartenfels finishing 17th, Michael Fennelson finishing 18th, Justin Munsell, he did not start the race tonight, same with Marvin Wingfield. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great race. Thank you once again for tuning in here tonight. Tomorrow night, Dre Broadcasting will be off. No races here on Dre Broadcasting tomorrow night. However, Saturday we will be back with the Warren Thunder Racing League IndyCar Series. So make sure you tune in for that. Well, this is Dave Everly for Dre Broadcasting Network, Upper Edge Racing, Profile Machine Products Cup Series. Saying good night, folks. We'll see you next time.